Guys, welcome back to Life Learning with me, Christy. I am a full-time online student at Western Governors University studying elementary education. Today, I would like to just kind of share with you all how you can pass the Writing Core Praxis 5723 test. It's quite a mouthful. This test is part of the basic skills test that you have to take for all universities and pass, especially for educators. For WGU, you won't be able to do PCE observation hours until you pass the Praxis Core. I highly recommend that you take the Praxis Core test separately. This really helps you to just kind of hone in all your skills on each individual test and really helps you to be more likely to pass. Do not take the combined test. Don't overwhelm yourself. I have another video that kind of talks about the math portion of the test. So if you're really interested to see that, it'll be here on the screen and it will be down below as well. So what is on the test? You have language skills and you have some essay prompts. It's a computer-based test. It has 40 selected response questions. This doesn't just mean multiple choice. Sometimes they may throw a select all or checked all that it will apply kind of question. For language skills, the skills that you will really need to know is grammar. So verb, subject, pronouns, structure. You'll have modifiers, you'll have clauses, you'll have conjunctions that you'll have to work with, word choice, and that includes like frequently misused words or redundancy. You'll be asked to revise passages and sentences. You'll have to recognize sentences that may be free of errors. You also have mechanics, so things like capitalization, punctuation, that sort of thing. And you'll also have research skills. You'll have at least around 4 questions that will talk about research skills. And this is going to ask you how to research, how to look for certain sources relating to a topic, which is the best source to use. You'll have to differentiate between primary and secondary sources and MLA and APA format. For the language skill portion of the test, you'll have about, I think it's like 40 minutes to kind of complete it because the whole test is 100 minutes. So they'll give you about 40 minutes, I would say, for the language skills part. For the essay prompts, you'll have about 30 minutes for each, and there'll be 2 of them. So do the math, that is 100 minutes. They'll have a source-based and an argumentative essay prompt. The source base, this is something that they're going to give you with a lot of info about an issue, along with 2 authors that are going to be either pro that issue or anti. And what they want you to do is they want you to just kind of summarize, read each author, kind of summarize, define that issue, and explain that issue more in depth. So it's kind of like summarization, but they really want you to go in depth with it. For the argumentative essay, they're going to give you an opinion. It's usually just like one little sentence. There's not much info explaining. It's usually about a topic that you'll be vaguely familiar with. And it'll ask you to whether agree or disagree, and you'll just have to write like a short constructive response about it. Things that I highly recommend to help you prepare is to practice every day. That goes for both writing and your language skills. You can alternate between those essays. You don't have to write both essays every single day. I just alternated between mine and it worked out fine, but really practice those skills. Also know what your state requires in order for you to pass. Most states, the score you need to pass is about, I think it's like 150 to 162. For my state, it was 162. So really know what your state requires of you. Practice digitally. Because it is computer-based, kind of get familiar with the format. And time yourself when you take practice tests. Again, so your language skills, 40 questions, 40 minutes, 30 minutes for those essays. Just get familiar. That way, when you are on test day, you're not totally thrown by the time frame that you have to have in order to take it. For at-home test takers, make sure your computer has the right equipment. They're going to want you to download some stuff some systems beforehand. So make sure that your computer works, and they can even, they'll even let you like test your system before the exam and before you even schedule the exam, which I think is wonderful. So these are the resources that I recommend that you use, and I will post everything down below, so don't worry. But for my university, for WGU students, you can use Learning Express. They have free practice tests and videos. You can use EdReady. Really helps you to study in increments by showing you where you are in your score with practice. They have like small mini lessons and just lots more stuff to help you. You can find the EdReady and the Learning Express in the Academic Center, but like I said, I'll post the link and everything down below. The second resource that I recommend is someone by Kathleen Jasper. She is an educator and curriculum specialist. She has her own website and YouTube channel. She has made lots of different study guides and online courses. She's super helpful in passing any kind of exam, especially with Praxis or ETS that you might need for your teaching degree or certification in your state. She has a Praxis course study guide. The book has all three Praxis core tests in them. So if you already have it for like the math Praxis core or reading, you're good to go. If not, the book gives you professional insight on how to take the test and pass. Her book has really made it easy to understand and really provides amazing strategies that really helped me. She also has the Praxis Writing Core online course. Now you can group this with all three Praxis core tests, or you can do them individually. The online course is just there if you need like more help. It has more videos and interactive praxis that is not free to use on her YouTube channel. I use both the book and the course for this exam just because my language skills are not that strong, and it just really helps me. But feel free to use whatever you wish to kind of help. There's also something called Teachers Test Prep. It's an online website that has tests, study guides, tutoring, videos, and just online prep. The next thing that I recommend is using Praxis's ETS Companion. It kind of shows you the concepts that you need to know for the exam and has a free outline of how you can kind of plan your time when studying. I also recommend using Khan Academy. It's free. They've got free videos and practice, especially with the Praxis core. I have some resources that are free. They're going to be down below. I help you to use something called ChatGPT. It uses AI or artificial intelligence. It's something it's kind of been out there forever, but this is just growing. It's growing more popularity that I've seen. You can ask ChatGPT to help you when scoring your practice essay responses. And down below, I have some free essay prompts for both the argumentative and source-based essays. These are the ones that I use to really help me pass. And I also have a practice test template that just helps you to get a feel for the exam, and it can explain to you how you can calculate your score for the selected response portion. Some other strategies that I kind of recommend, especially for the essays, the argumentative. Identify the issue and write your thesis. For the first paragraph, give as many details as you possibly can to support your main points. For your second paragraph, you're going to want to use some personal experience. You can even make it up even. For when I took my test, when I took my exam, I kind of made something up. I mean, you don't have to use your direct personal experience, but you kind of make it more personal and make it more easy to persuade someone of whether you agree or disagree about an issue in a more effective way if you do this. For the source base, don't take a position. Identify the issue, include your thesis, even if it's like just a sentence or two. You're going to want to cite both authors. Just use their names. You don't have to use like the date or anything like that. At the end, you want to kind of like contrast both points made by the authors. And they're really looking for you to like infer. They want you to write in depth. They want you to give reasons as to why the issue is important when writing about each author's points. Make sure you focus your attention on both the grammar and the essays when you're studying. Don't just do one or the other. Study, practice during the week, take a break on the weekends. I just reviewed, honestly, just watched videos, and that was fine. Don't overwhelm yourself on the weekends. Organize and plan your time. Develop a study plan. ETS Companion has a free study plan that you can kind of use to help you out. Aim for passing scores. The goal here is not to just get a high score. The goal is to pass. You may even surprise yourself with the score that you get. I know my score definitely surprised me. I was just aiming for a 162 and a passing score of 4 for the essays. I wasn't really planning on anything high, Make sure you keep track of your time when you're taking your test. But you can kind of hide it if it's like distracting you. I kind of hid it for me. I didn't want to just keep looking at it, but I did check in with it every so often. So the game plan that I recommend, take a diagnostic test first and see where you fall. Planning from there, I recommend that you kind of begin to use that ETS Study Companion and Kathleen Jasper's book to just kind of help you learn what is on the test, learn about the concepts, the language skills, the writing skills as well. Use study methods like flashcards, watch videos, practice your grammar every day, practice your language skills, and write every day, alternate between the source-based and argumentative essays. Don't take no more than 30 minutes for those. Practice your language skills for about 30 to 45 minutes. Again, don't overwhelm yourself. You really don't need to. That's about an hour already anyways. Continue to do this until you feel confident to take another test. Then from there, if like you pass and you feel like a really good score is attainable, take a test every other day if possible. And in between taking those tests, practice your language skills and your writing skills. After you reach like a desirable score with all that practice, schedule to take the ETS test. You will get a free practice test beforehand when you register for that exam. So use it beforehand. Some test day tips. Use your whiteboard during the test. For your language portion, I used it to like write things that I remembered, some learning to help. I wrote out some answer choices when I've kind of like narrowed them down. I wrote out words when I wanted to highlight certain words in a sentence or passage, and it also helped me to eliminate choices. The whiteboard comes in handy when you're writing those essay responses, right? You want to write an outline to help you plan. Write your intro and conclusion last because you may not get to even write those, to be honest, and you're going to want to write the most important information first. And last but not least, please don't forget to proof your essays. Please don't forget to proof them. I mean, that is why this is also a language skills test too, right? Because they want you to check your own grammar. You won't be able to check your grammar using Grammarly, so you really have to know things. Another test day tip I recommend is that you review, but you don't overwhelm yourself the day before or the day of. I really didn't do anything the day before, definitely not the day of. I didn't really want to, overwhelm myself, overload myself. I didn't want to stress myself out. I did watch some videos, and just kind of like reviewed. I recommend that you have like a little dance session before your test. This just gets rid of little nervous jitters that you might have. I definitely had them on my day, but it also kind of boosts your self-esteem, your confidence levels, which is so important when you're taking this kind of test. When you're ready to take your test, clear away your desk. things on your wall. They won't really want to see any of that. They're gonna want you to pick up your computer, especially, and do like a 360. They're gonna want to see your door behind you, so keep that in mind if you're able to move your desk around. Make sure your computer system is ready to go, and just breathe. You got this. Unfortunately, you won't get your score for about 3 to 4 weeks. This test, I mean, I waited a month to see mine. I only just recently got it back. So yeah, because there are two constructed responses, those will be tied to your score, and you will have to wait for human evaluators to review your work. I think one of the essays, I think it's the source-based one, uses both a human evaluator and like a computer evaluator, very similar to ChatGPT, which is why I recommend that you use that. The scores may post to your university before the day that you will see your score. So just keep in mind, keep a watch out for your score whenever it's available to you. Some final words of wisdom I have for you guys. Even if you don't pass, don't get stressed. Have that growth mindset. You will pass it. You haven't passed it just quite yet, and that's okay, because you're still smart and you can retake it as many times as you need. Every bit of progress is still progress. Remember, you're not aiming for a high score, you just want to pass. Reach out to your university for help too. For WGU, there are like live events that you are available to you that you can kind of go to at the academic center. Really manage your stress. Remember that it is safe to fail. It's safe to make mistakes. Know that you will pass no matter what it takes. After much hard work and dedication and diligence and all of that I've given you, I was able to pass. I did pass. The first time I took it, I got a score of 172. I surpassed the average score. So I surprised myself. I mean, during test day, I was getting a little nervous. I was thinking, I was just getting nervous. But if you do everything that I've kind of said, and even if you don't pass, you will pass. Just know that you will pass. It may not be that first time, maybe it'll be your second or third time, but that's okay. Because you pass, that's what counts. That's what will matter. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part. I really hope these tips were helpful as you get ready to take the writing praxis core. I believe in all, and again, you will pass. Stay confident. You got this. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye, guys.